Someone asked you today how you were doing, and you said, fine. You said it before you even decided to, before you checked, before you even asked yourself the actual answer. And the thing is, you weren't fine. You haven't been fine for a while, but you smiled and they moved on and you let them. And I want to tell you what that's costing you, because it's more than you think. Here's what your day looks like. You wake up and something's already sitting on your chest. Not a crisis, just weight. A low-grade heaviness you've gotten so used to, you've stopped noticing it has a name. You shower, you get dressed, and somewhere between the mirror and the front door, you put it on. I'm good, how are you, face. You don't decide to wear it, it just goes on, like muscle memory. At work, someone asks how you're doing. You say, good, busy, you know how it is. They laugh, they move on. And you feel something that isn't quite relief. Then there are the days someone actually pauses, looks at you a half second longer than usual, says, you sure you're okay? And something in you, something small and desperate, almost breaks. Almost. But you catch it. You laugh a little softer, yeah, just tired. And they believe you, because you need them to. And because you're very, very good at this. You've been practicing since you were young. You watched what happened when people weren't okay, how the room got uncomfortable, how the conversation stumbled, how people didn't know what to do with real. So you decided, somewhere along the way, that you wouldn't make people deal with that. You'd be the easy one, the stable one, the one who had it together. And now it's 11 p.m., maybe later, and you're sitting somewhere quiet for the first time all day. And for a few seconds, with no one watching, the face comes off. And there's this thought you'd never say out loud, not to your best friend, not to anyone. Something like, I don't actually know if anyone knows who I am when I'm not okay. But here's what you don't know yet. The thing keeping you safe is the same thing keeping you alone. And once you see how that works, you can't unsee it. Here's what you've told yourself about why you do this. It goes something like, I just don't want to burden people. Maybe I don't want to seem weak. Maybe other people have it worse. And those things feel true. They're not. Or rather, they're not the whole truth. Here's what's actually happening. When you were young, you learned something. You learned that your emotions had a weight, that expressing them took up space, that sometimes, maybe often, the people around you didn't have the capacity to hold them. So you did what any smart, loving kid would do. You made yourself lighter. You stopped asking. You started performing okayness so well that eventually the performance became the default. The problem isn't that you lied. The problem is that you lied so convincingly for so long that the people around you made their decisions about your life based on the performance. They don't offer support you need because they don't know you need it. They don't check in because you've trained them not to. You built the exact life that proves you're fine, and now you're stranded in it. Here's the part that's going to sting a little. The I don't want to burden people thing, that's not actually about them. It's protection. If you never show people you're struggling, they can never decide it's too much. They can never leave. You stay safe from rejection, from being too much, from finding out that the people you love have limits. So you choose loneliness preemptively, on your own terms, because a loneliness you chose is less terrifying than one that was chosen for you. But there's a cost to that, and you already know what it is. It's the particular exhaustion of being surrounded by people who like you and feeling completely unknown. It's the sensation that if you actually fell apart, really fell apart, you're not certain who would come. Not because you don't have good people in your life, but because you never let them practice. The performance of being okay isn't protecting your relationships. It's hollowing them out from the inside. Every I'm fine is a small withdrawal from the account of real intimacy. And some of those accounts are running very low. So what do you do with this? The first thing, and I know this sounds almost offensively simple, is learning to distinguish between performing okay and choosing privacy. Those are not the same thing. Choosing privacy sounds like, I'm going through something and I'm not ready to talk about it yet. Performing okay sounds like, I'm fine. One is a boundary, the other is a wall. Boundaries let people know where you are. Walls make you disappear. Here's something that might change how a conversation feels tomorrow. Instead of I'm fine, try I'm a little off today, honestly. Nothing I need to unpack right now, but yeah. That sentence costs almost nothing. It's not a breakdown, it's not a demand, but it does something important. It tells the truth at the perimeter. It lets one real thing through. And watch what happens. Most people, the ones worth keeping, they don't panic. They don't get uncomfortable. They say, yeah, me too. Or I'm here if you want to talk. And something in the room shifts. Something opens. That's connection. Real connection. You forgot what it felt like. Now, I know what the resistance sounds like right now. That's fine for small stuff, but what about the big stuff? What about the things I actually can't say? This is where it matters most. There's a practice, and I want you to hear this before you dismiss it, of writing one true thing per day. Not journaling, not processing. One sentence, the real answer to how are you doing today? Written only for you. I'm actually scared about the situation at work and I don't know who to tell. I miss someone I'm pretending I don't miss. I've been numb for 3 weeks and I don't know why. This isn't about sharing it, not yet. It's about stopping the internal performance. Because here's what long-term emotional suppression actually does. It doesn't just hide your pain from others. It hides it from you. You get so good at performing fine that you lose access to your own interior. You stop knowing what you feel until it becomes impossible to ignore. Writing one true sentence a day keeps a channel open. It's a small act of self-witness. It says, I know what's happening in here even if no one else does yet. And that matters, because you can't reach for help with something you've convinced yourself you're not carrying. Warmly now. And about letting people in. Here's the reframe that actually works. You're not burdening people when you tell them the truth. You're offering them something. You're offering them the chance to be someone who shows up. Most people who love you are waiting, quietly, sometimes for years, for you to let them. They don't want the performance. They want you. Your realness is not a burden. It's an invitation. And the people that matter will walk through it. That moment today, when someone asked you how you were and you said fine before you even thought about it, that wasn't weakness. That was a decade of training, maybe 2 decades, a learned survival strategy that worked once and then just kept running. But here's what's different now. You know what the strategy is. You can see it. You can watch yourself reach for fine and pause just for half a second and ask, is this privacy or is this a wall? That pause is not small. That pause is everything. You are not the person who's always okay. You never were. That was a role you took on because you thought it was what was needed. But the people who actually love you, not the performance of you, they've been waiting for a long time. The version of you that lets someone sit with you in the hard stuff, they're not some distant, healed, transformed version. They're one honest sentence away. And here's what I want you to sit with. The resistance you felt to letting people see you, that's not proof that you're too much. It's proof that being seen matters to you, deeply. That connection is something you've been protecting by withholding yourself from it. You don't have to announce your struggles. You don't have to perform vulnerability any more than you performed strength. You just have to stop performing altogether. One small real thing at a time. The weight you've been carrying alone, it doesn't have to be carried alone. It just has to be named. To one person, in one sentence, when you're ready. And something in you already knows you're getting closer to ready. You have 2 moves from here. You can close this video and say, I'm fine the next time someone asks, and they'll believe you, and life will continue exactly as it has. Or you can let one true thing through. Just one, today. Not a confession, not a crisis, one honest sentence to one person who's earned it. The bravest thing you might do today isn't productive or impressive. It's just real. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, before this feeling passes, think of one person who's asked you, are you okay? And meant it. And send them something real. It can be 3 words. Kind of struggling lately. That's enough. Let them come toward you. You've spent so long making yourself easy to be around. Try being real to be around instead. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what's the one thing you've been saying fine about? You don't have to explain it. Just name it. Sometimes the first act of letting it be real is letting a stranger witness it. And if this found you at the right moment, if something in here felt like being seen, subscribe. This channel's for the battles happening behind the face everyone sees. You're not alone in this. You just forgot to let anyone prove it to you. I'll see you in the next one.